Let's talk about CLOV. Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm your beautiful host, Young Buffett, and in today's video, we're going to talk about what people are talking about. We're going to talk about what people are buying. We're going to talk about dark pool data. We're going to take a look at CLOV's price movement today. We're going to take a look at the options. We're going to take a look at the call option that we sold and what our plan is. We're going to see what is possible and possibly why people are pouring into CLOV right now. If you need an emotional support group or a place to just hang out and talk, finery.io. The link is either the pinned comment down below or it's in my description, but it's just a bunch of dudes talking about stocks all day long. So if you want to hop in there, feel free, it's free. But next we have Ape Wisdom. So Ape Wisdom covers Wall Street Bets, Wall Street Bets New, Wall Street Bets Elite, stock market, investing, SPACs, options, day trading, and short squeeze subreddits. It shows the most talked about stocks on Reddit in the past 24 hours. Number one being SPY, which is pretty normal as of the past like 2 months or so. But then we have Smile Direct Club. Look who it is. We have CLOV at number 3, jumping up 8 positions on this list, with 383 mentions, or a 791% increase in mentions. So overall, the public sentiment is about 64% positive public sentiment. Nearby words including pump, YOLO, bag, like, out, SDC, moon, up, shit, why, more, holders, buy, puts, SoFi. So overall, a lot of people are talking about it, and there's a lot of activity going on. What I like to then take a look at, which might actually be the reason why the stock is slowly starting to work its way up, Wall Street Bets. Wall Street Bets, ticker sentiment. Brought to you by Swaggy Stocks. BABA, number 1 most talked about. Number 2, it's your boy CLOV. Pretty close to BABA. A lot of people are talking about it. Usually we see CLOV somewhere in the middle or sometimes even towards the end. But when people start talking about it, the price starts to follow. And in order to visualize that, I like to take a look at this. So here you can see when the stock moves, people start to talk about it, up or down. Sometimes that's not the case. If you see the price here, it spiked up a little bit, but nobody's really talking about it. Comment volume seems to have been very slowed recently. But then, just on Friday, and I'll show you guys what it was, somebody made a massive CLOV purchase, increasing that comment volume like crazy. So that happened on Friday. It died off over the weekend a little bit. I was hoping the comment volume, which is this blue line, would stay up here over the weekend, because that would drive some sort of FOMO, that would drive a lot more retail exposure. But I'm excited to see the fact that comment volume spiked, the price followed, then comment volume is still holding up. So I'm very curious to see in the next coming days, are people going to continue talking about it? And how is that guy going to be doing who's holding $4.6 million in CLOV? This guy posted this on Reddit. My tendies started tingling all in CLOV with 612,000 shares at 772 average. Wow. So this guy, Sir Jack-a-lot, he is on Wall Street Bets. He posted this on Wall Street Bets, and a lot of people got really, really excited. So I'm very curious to see, first of all, when is this guy going to exit? Second of all, it should be really interesting to see how it all plays out. What's also interesting to take a look at is the max pain. So max pain, if you don't know, is the strike price at which the stock needs to close at to cause the maximum amount of pain to people who are holding calls and puts. The max pain for this week is 8. That changed. It was 7.5, but as people start pouring into the options, the max pain changes too. Now, why would max pain be relevant here? And we've been tracking this for about a month now. If you're new here, if we take a look at these and we try to guesstimate where CLOV is going to close at the end of the week, and we've been pretty right recently. But the max pain being 8, that means everybody who bought calls above 8 is going to lose. Everybody who bought puts below 8 is going to lose when it comes to expiration date. It's very interesting to take a look at this because CLOV is a highly manipulated and highly controlled stock, controlled through shorting, controlled through the amount of shares that are available, and it's just, unfortunately, really, really manipulated. And if that's the case, market makers would almost guarantee the fact that the stock will close at 8 or just around 8 by the end of the week. So I'm very curious to keep an eye out on this, especially with all of the retail movement coming in. They did have a very positive catalyst last week when it came to their star rating. They were upgraded from 3 to 3.5. So there's positive things happening to the company itself, but that is not necessarily always reflected in the stock price. We did see a couple spikes up. We did see a lot of momentum coming in. Chamath tweeted about the star upgrade that also drove more traffic in. I'm sure as the news disseminated, more and more people started to scale into stocks like CLOV. But for some reason, that just keeps leading into more and more shorts. So the net short volume currently is 164,000, and the net short volume in dollars is 1.292 million. So again, there's a lot of shorting going on. There's a lot of activity going on. And since it is a dark pool, we don't necessarily know exactly what's going on and at what strike prices. But if we use that and the max pain, we can have a pretty good idea of where the stock should close by the end of the week. Now, hopping over to the daily movement here. Let's hop into the day. Let's see what happened. So CLOV opened up green, fantastic movement up all the way to 818, then working its way right back down to 791-ish, working its way right back up to 814, working its way right back down to about $8 or so. This red line is the max pain. So I drew a line from left to right on the $8 strike. Now I'm doing this just to keep an eye on, will CLOV keep just bouncing around here and stay around that $8? We did see a high of 828, and it just worked its way right back down. And then right at power hour, or as I like to call with this stock, sour hour, it worked its way right back down to 806, just above the max pain. Very, very, very interesting. Hopping over to the options chain, a ton of activity, ton of volume on the weeklies. We are currently selling the $8 call. In my last video, I talked about the logic here. We sold a $8 call because our last purchase of 100 shares was around 770 or so. So we're currently in a win-win position with this $8 call sell. If CLOV closes below $8 by October 15th, I walk away with the premium that we collected. If CLOV closes above $8, for example, if it closes at 850 or 9 or 10 or 801, I'm going to be assigned, I'm going to get exercised. I have to sell 100 shares of CLOV at $8 a share. Now, that's also not the worst case scenario because I bought CLOV 100 shares at 770. So I can part with 100 shares at a gain, wait for it to come back down, buy another 100 shares. It just goes round and round. We'll see how it goes. We might even leg into a wheel strategy by selling puts. So there's a lot of different ways to play this. We have a lot of tools at our disposal. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. With that, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.